Okay, so the question is, can emotional trauma cause Hashimoto's or other thyroid problems? Okay, so the answer is yes for that. So the mechanism is this. So Hashimoto's first is a autoimmune problem. So there's an order in the way you would look at this. And you would look at it first that, okay, Hashimoto's is an autoimmune problem. So anything that flares up autoimmunity can perpetuate Hashimoto. So stress is one of the 39 or 40 different triggers for Hashimoto's once you have it. But can it cause it? So in other hypothyroid and other thyroid problems. So let me step back to there. 95% of thyroid problems are Hashimoto's, if you haven't watched any of our videos or if you don't know that. I almost never see an actual just hypothyroid. There's always got to be something that's going to cause it. And so I kind of lump them in because a lot of you who have hypothyroid just don't know that you have Hashimoto's. Maybe they ran it and the antibodies haven't come up yet, but the antibodies can be down for 7 years before you actually are able to have them come up enough to diagnose you with Hashimoto's. So my answer is going to be kind of, in my world, I'm kind of like, if you got a thyroid problem and it's not Graves', it's probably Hashimoto's. And if it's hypothyroid, you may have just not figured out your Hashimoto's yet. Now I say all that for a reason, okay? Because the way that it happens is you have to have the genetic encodement for, I think it's HLA-B, I don't think it's 27, but you have to have the genetic code that says that to your immune system that you can get Hashimoto's. So it has to be in your genetic code. Now you don't have to get it, okay? But there are numerous triggers that will ultimately, initially set off the chain of events where your thyroid will be alerted to the fact that it can now attack your thyroid, okay? And emotional trauma is up there. And so I've had a number of people, I mean, literally, I'll say hundreds, and that's not even close to an exaggeration. It may be a very gross understatement. I've had hundreds of people come in here who, after a significant stress, a significant trauma, I mean, I had somebody come in here who was, saw their husband shot right in front of him. Had other people come in here, his husband dropped dead right in front of him. I've had people who've come in here with, as long as I've been doing this, there was the last recession where everybody was losing their homes back there in 2008. There was this COVID thing. This has been huge as far as people getting stressed. And then they said, I lost my business. I had to close my business. Now I'm losing my house. Oh my God, So these are significant emotional traumas among being molested and all of these things. And so the history goes, I had this happen, and then a short period of time later, boom, everything blew up on me, everything changed. My hair started falling out, I started putting on weight. So emotional trauma is one of about 8 triggers that actually can trigger the mechanism that allows your gene to start telling your immune system that it's okay to attack your thyroid. And then emotional traumas can tend to go on because they kind of encode themselves in the fear center of your brain called the amygdala. And then you become kind of like PTSD-ish to where when you get a thought or relative to that situation, you go into fight-flight. And the problem is that that's kind of embedded into fear center in your brain. And so stress is also a perpetuating trigger for Hashimoto's. So it's like the ultimate double whammy. It can cause it can trigger the cause, which is a genetic propensity to get it. It can trigger that, and then if emotional trauma, maybe more than anything else, can keep perpetuating it. then you have to deal with that. You have to figure out. And I do functional neurology too. So you have to figure out how to get that brain under control. Is it going to be chemistry? Is it going to be brain rehab exercises? Is it going to be? There's all kinds of things and apps out there now. But the answer is yes. The answer is yes. Emotional trauma can be it's a very common trigger. It's a very common trigger for autoimmune thyroid disease.